what it's trying to do. But first of all, I wanted to ask you, what do you think about the idea of having this event up here in Fresno?
Well, I've been asked that a lot. I think I must be missing a key piece of information because it seems like a great idea to me. It is more central. It is more. It is not the heart of LA or West Hollywood, where I think sometimes it's easy for the average Californian to ignore. I don't think you can ignore something that takes place in a more in a less perhaps gay-friendly city than say West Hollywood.
Did you, after Prop 8 passed, since that time, do you get a sense that in the state maybe opinion is shifting at all?
It feels like when I read the different numbers that it shifts back and forth for different reasons at different times. I would like to think that like any civil rights issue, it is going to be a matter of time. We have a black president. We have, things are shifting slowly. I think the message today is important. The message today, while there is a sense of anger and of fight, it's not so much militant. There's a sense of we're just asking to meet in the middle. I'm asking for my friends to be allowed the same rights as me. As I said in my speech today, I'm married because I'm allowed to be. Most of them aren't because they're not allowed to be. When you state it flat out like that, it simply doesn't make sense. And I think there was perhaps with the Prop 8, with the No on 8, there was a soft pedaling near the end, a sense of we don't want to offend, we want to bring in, and I think we're refining that now. I think this group is figuring out ways to appeal, and having it in Fresno is probably a big part of that.
Do you think the entertainment business did enough before the campaign? Or was everyone so focused on Obama? There's been some criticism that not enough was done. I know you were out there.
Yeah, I tried. I mean, I think it was definitely a country that was hung up on the presidential elections for sure. That was the focus. Who knows? I mean, who knows what's enough? Who knows what the right message or the right way in will be? Nowadays, the message is getting out there in so many different ways, like this. That key, that secret of how to get to the right people, the people that I mean, there's going to be certain people who will never convince, but there are going to be those people out there that they almost could have gone for other box on the ballot. They just went, well, it makes me a little uncomfortable, or I don't know enough about it.
Yeah.
If we can get to those people, which is my message today. My message was to them, just saying, there's nothing about this that can hurt you. Your neighbors might tell you that it can, or you might listen to somebody who's quoting the Bible, but it has nothing to do with your life. Your life will not be changed in any negative way by the fact that the two guys that have lived next door for 30 years will suddenly have the same piece of paper that you have. If anything, it'll be changed because you can know in your heart that you did the right thing and you allowed your fellow man the same rights you've had since birth.
Now, people within going forward, and it looks like 2010 will be where they're going to shoot for this getting on the ballot. What do you think the entertainment industry can do? What do you think can be their major role, whether it's fundraising or messaging, or what types of things will be important?
It's hard. Certainly fundraising for sure, because as we saw with No on 8, money in the last sort of week was an issue, a big issue. But at the same time, there's always been a backlash in America, and certainly, California outside of Los Angeles represents America. That too many celebrities, too much in chat, too many famous faces can actually sometimes work against you. But I feel like I have to do my part because I feel like I am someone who's gay in people's living rooms twice nightly, But they also know that I'm straight. So hopefully I can spread the word and say, look, I'm allowed to be married, but the character I played isn't in California, and isn't. If you like him, if you approve him, if you love Jack McCarlin, let that be your way in. If no other way, if there's no one in your office that you know of is gay, if there's no one you know is gay, and no reason that you have to care about this issue, but you still find Will and Grace funny, well then that's something, and that's why I think I can lend a hand.
And do you, actually, I mean, just speaking of Will and Grace, on that show, do you think if it was still on the air, this would be a central issue of the show? You would get that political?
Well, we did near the end. I mean, I think a lot of people weren't paying attention in the last sort of season and a half, but I mean, Will got married as much as he could to the character that Taye Diggs played, and then that ended, and he ended up in a lifelong relationship with the character that Bobby Cannavale played. So it was certainly something the show dealt with, and taking place in New York rather than California. I don't know how Max Mushnick, who created the show with David Cohen, would have dealt with it now. We were always careful not to be too political, but it's. I think what it feels like to me is we're at the end. It feels like what it must have felt. What I remember it feeling like a week before Obama was elected. That sense of there are people out there saying this. I don't think this will happen, and then it happens. This is a year, 2 years, 4 years, whatever it is. We're close. 10 years from now, this will be like looking back on when women couldn't vote.
Have you been reading up on the lawsuit that was filed, Ted Olson and David Boies?
Just a little bit, and I know there was backlash that it was wrong-headed and too much too soon, and the wrong way to go about this. I'm not sure. I don't have enough
information on it. Yeah, I was just going to ask you that. That seems to be the new development. You're talking about things happening. That was a big thing about theirs. Is like, why are we waiting? Why aren't we doing this at the federal level?
Yeah, and I'm sure, I think there's something to that, but at the same time, the thing that everyone's got to talk about is there's no point in preaching to the converted anymore. This is great. It's great to rally, but the message has got to go out to the swing voters, I guess.
Yeah.
Those that can be convinced. Those that really could have gone either way. They're the ones that need to be reminded that they can only do good by changing their vote. No harm can come back.
After Prop 8 passed, was there anything that surprised you about the reaction afterward? Maybe from your straight friends or comments that were made?
I think I think we were both surprised and not surprised. I mean, I think that there was a groundswell of good feeling leading up to it. Certainly when I was at a benefit at Sky Bar, I think about 4 days before, that everyone was feeling pretty good, but there was also starting to be that sense of, oh man, I think it was the Mormons had come in with a lot of money, and all of a sudden it looked like, and so it was incredibly disappointing, but not that surprising. I think twice now, those of us that were now 1/8 that support equal marriage have kind of naively believed that everything was going to be okay. So we were surprised by the Prop 8 result. But then when it went to the Supreme Court the first time and they said, well, we'll reverse this, it was like, great, say we're not crazy, and then they reversed themselves again.
Yes.
So we can't keep thinking that it'll work out just because it'll work out. I swear we have to do is appeal to the people at home whose minds we can change. There's a lot of minds that'll never be changed, but there's a lot of minds that can be.
That can be.